Guys, gals, and guests, honey. Yes, honey. Welcome to another Wine With Me Wednesday, honey. Yes, we wanted over here a little bit of change of scenery for y'all. Little bit of change of scenery for y'all. Yes, we are lounging. We are lounging in the lounge of the studio, honey. Yes. Mm-mm. We ain't been over here busting down in a while. Honey, we got to get to it. We got to get to the tea. We got quite a few things to talk about, honey. Hey, Ben. How you doing, Ben? Share the live, like the live. Feel free to gift your host. Yes, donate to the channel. I'm trying to keep y'all for a good time, not a long time. So let's hop right into it. And you know we got to see what in the crackery is going on. Honey. DJ Pump It. Honey. Well, I'll read the caption for y'all since it's a short one and the Billica ain't hit me yet. This is a camp where wives go to vent out their anger towards their husbands. Let's take a look. Yeah, she said she wants a real man. But who opens up the doors and he still smiles when he feels bad. In control of his emotions, his heart on his sleeve, but don't give man. One who gives her all his time, puts his dreams to the side and gets a real bag. Yeah, she said she wants a real man. But what she wants is not the real man. Now, why they going through all of this and not getting divorces and taking people's money, I don't know. That ain't none of my business. I guess some people do take their vows serious for better or for worse. But, honey, I take the vows serious enough to know that I ain't going to marry nobody that's going to make me want to stand in the middle of Yosemite Forest and pull my hair out. I don't want to be with nobody who's going to have me standing in the middle of a hiking trail, punching rocks and throwing twigs and stuff. Nope. Don't want it. Y'all can have it, honey. Come and get them. Look at them. Honey, you don't see nothing but Caucasian women. Honey. They sticking beside their men, honey. They stick beside them. Honey. Baby. And Vidor, Texas. Vida, Texas, honey. Vida, Texas don't want to stick beside their reputation. Vida, Texas, Vidor, Texas, Vidor, Texas. Honey, they do not want to stand by their sundown town reputation. I wonder why. Vidor, honey, we see the signs. Vidor, honey, we want white tenants in our white community, they said in the signs. But now they say they take it back. They said that they were not saying it with their chest. They said they were saying it from their diaphragm, and that's the difference. So it don't mean the same. They want y'all to know that blacks and browns are welcome in Vidor, Texas. Even though most of the people in Texas is voting to have the Mexican border closed. Most of the people in Texas is voting to send y'all asses back. They ain't got to send me. I'm already going to be gone, honey. But they going to try to send y'all asses back to Africa and or Venezuela and or Mexico and or any other brown countries. The other Caucasian immigrants can stay here. Okay? Honey. Speaking of voting, I don't know if y'all know, but Donald Trump, girl, I'm telling you, Carl Cassidy is going to get him in trouble every time. Donald Trump had the nerve and the unmitigated gall to go to the National Associations of Black Journalists conference. Yes, honey, during an election year, while he's campaigning, he decided to sit down with black journalists. Let's go over some highlights.
Your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabbit to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question so in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country.
Child, that's how he started. This was the beginning. Baby, this is how your boy Trump started out, honey. The good old boy Trump started out. He never answered the question. She asks, why should black voters trust him? And the answer is, we shouldn't. Okay? But he didn't answer the question. Instead, he jumps, beat around the bush. Honey, he started growing a whole new damn bush, talking about ABC was fake news. Child, honey, Trump, you picked the wrong network. Fox is the fake news. Honey, that's the propaganda station. Honey, I told y'all, Carl Cassidy go get him every time he thought that he was going to sit next to a black woman. 3 black women. He thought he was going to sit next to 3 black women and pull his game of tricks, honey. He thought that he was going to pull the same joker out of the deck, honey. Nope. Sisters was there to holler, renege.
Then we'll move on to other questions here. Some of your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket, as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead. How do you define
diversity, equity, inclusion?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
That is
give me a definition then. Would you give me a definition
DEI.
of that? Give me a definition of
Sir,
that.
I'm asking you a question,
No,
a
you
very
have to
direct
define
question.
it. Define it.
Baby, we ain't even got to the good part yet. We ain't even got to the good part yet, honey. Before he already fucking up. He is already fucking up, honey. Already. Well, y'all hear that dog whistle? Honey, define DEI, he said. Define DEI. And then when she gave him the definition, honey, when she gave him what the acronym stands for, then he hollers, that's the definition, that's the definition. No, that is the definition, period, Donald Trump. Honey, that's what it is. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Baby. Honey, also known as affirmative action. It's to give people outside of white men opportunities to have jobs, because the white man ain't always qualified and ain't always the best qualified, but tends to always be the one picked. Child, but that was a dog whistle. He was basically trying to push his rhetoric, his whole basis rhetoric that DEI really stands for didn't earn it. So, people like me, any other black people who have accomplished anything or are in positions that Trump base feels shouldn't be, or Trump base feels positions that should be filled by the Caucasian cisgender hetero man. Anybody who ain't the Caucasian cisgender hetero man didn't earn it, is what Trump is trying to say. But honey, I don't mean to keep cutting off our good sister. Let's get back into it, honey.
Define it for me, if you would.
I just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So, I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She is always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn, and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that she is...
I think somebody should look into that, too, when you ask, continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire, as some Republicans
really don't
have said?
know. I mean, I really don't know. Could be. There are some, and there are plenty.
Honey, child, somehow Kamala turned black. In the time that Donald Trump has known Kamala Harris indirectly, she has turned black. Honey, I wonder when Kamala turned black. Do y'all know when Kamala turned black? It had to have been before we knew Kamala, honey. It had to have been before she had pledged AKA. Ain't she an AKA? First black sorority. Ain't she an AKA, y'all? Help me out in the chat. I know that she belongs to the first black sorority, honey, because y'all was complaining about her not wanting to sit with Caucasian dictators and leaders and stuff, because remember, she was at the Black Sorority and Fraternity Coalition. Lord, honey, he said that she just turned Indian. He said he respects both Indian and black people. However, he felt it necessary to say this when that wasn't even a part of the question. We didn't need you to validate her race or ethnicity. Whether she's Indian, whether she's black, honey, whether she's doing cartwheels sideways. She is a DEI hire, right? Ain't that what you say? Because y'all say all women and people of color are DEI hires. Ain't that right, Trump? But he didn't answer. Child, honey, I don't even remember this. Let's see what else this dummy said.
What's going to happen to those people? What's going to happen to the people in Portland that destroyed that city?
But sir, my question is on those.
What's going to happen to the people that tried to
My question is on those rioters who assaulted
Excuse me.
officers.
You have to
would
ask,
you pardon
what's
those
going to
people?
happen? Oh, absolutely, I would.
You would pardon those?
If they're innocent, I would pardon them.
They've been convicted.
And by the way, the Supreme Court just well, they were convicted by a very tough system. How come the people that tried to burn down Minneapolis, how come the people that took over a large percentage of Seattle, how come?
We don't even need to hear him deflect on that one. Honey, the police, he's supposed to be y'all boy police. He's supposed to be increasing y'all immunity, honey. He's supposed to be taking y'all from qualified immunity to unqualified to immune to all things, honey. And now he's talking about he going to pardon the people who was sliding y'all through the Capitol on January 6th. Remember the people was getting slid through the Capitol by poles and flags and stuff? Trump said that if the people was innocent, he would pardon them. Well, first of all, Trump, if they needed a pardon, then that means they wasn't innocent. Unless you know something we don't know. And based on what I see, Trump, you don't even know what we know. So how are you supposed to know something that we don't? Pray for him. Honey, pray for US. Pray for the USA. Honey, gift your host. Gift your host. Now, I seen y'all getting into this on the X. I seen y'all getting into this. They was talking about how Trump had took that woman's water. Y'all didn't see it? How he had took the water and tightened it up and put it back down. Well, I'm here to let y'all know I had watched it a little closer. And what had happened was he had just flat out stole her water. Yeah, he had just flat out stole her water. It wasn't his. Honey, you seen she already had half of her bottle in the glass. And he just stole the water. I guess he got thirsty. I guess his mouth was getting dry, deflector. Yeah. When you do all that devil talk, you bound to produce some heat on your tongues. Yeah, huh? You bound to produce some heat on your tongue when you do all that devil talk. But he had stole that woman's water. National Black Journalists. Y'all didn't give Trump no water. Y'all invited that man that didn't give him no water. Shame. Shame. Honey, but my girl got a response. Kamala 2024.
Well, Donald, I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage. Because as the saying goes, if you've got something to say, say it to my face.
Honey, Donald Trump couldn't even handle the NABJ girls. Kamala, baby, I want it. I've been putting it in the universe since back when Biden was still in the campaign. Kamala, I want it, but I don't think we're going to get it. He never gives us what we want. Honey, that's why I never understood people voting for him. He's not going to give, if you not a cisgender hetero, what? Male, honey, born male, honey, who hates women, who hates anybody else to have freedom. You're not going to get what you want out of Donald Trump. You can't trust Trump. All right. But what we can trust is his base to harass Kamala Harris. Did y'all see this?
Hi, how are you doing today? Hi, how are you? Hi, I'm the director of Hispanic Engagement with Turning Point USA. I wanted to know about the children that you were saying that are at the border right now. Wait, would you answer this question real quick? No, I'm taking a picture real quick. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're getting behind me. You're saying that you're fighting for women. No, I'm not going to back off. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I'm asking her. She's saying that she supports
I understand. Those ladies asked her to take a picture.
I don't care. You're in my way. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
Before you walked up.
She is damaging what is happening to Hispanic women and children at the border because she's promoting family reunification with child sex. You're not commenting on this issue. You are directly impacting the Hispanic demographic in a negative way. You are directly impacting what is happening with the children in this country, and you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing as a representative, representing women in this country. Shame on you. You're not going to win.
Honey, she was upset. Who is this Karen, honey? They had named the Karen on X, but y'all know I don't be keeping track of the name of crazy Caucasian people. Honey, ain't she crazy as cat shit? Honey, yes. Pray for her. Pray for her and tell her to lighten up on that blush. Or if she going to use that much blush, she got to blend it in. And she going to have to do some bronzer too, because she too pale for people to believe that she just naturally grows two pink stripes on each side of her face, honey. She is not Chitara. I don't know what's wrong with her. But the whole point of me showing y'all this is to tell y'all that we have to protect our girl. We gotta protect our girl. We gotta protect Madam President Kamala. We gotta protect her, yes. Honey, from crazy cooters. Honey. Psycho Kitty. Honey, what is wrong with her? Honey, she must didn't get her Ambien last night, honey. Baby. Honey. Somebody pass her a Vicodin or something. You know them, y'all know that them type of white women love their pills, honey. And don't be prescribed to them. Honey, you can only get them out the pharmacy, but they don't be, well, they do be getting them prescribed a lot of the time. But don't be necessarily needing them. You know what I mean? Don't be having the proper diagnosis. Chat. Honey, don't forget. Don't forget Trump has already told y'all publicly that you won't have to vote no more. After he's in, if you vote him in, you will never have to worry about this process again, he says. He said you will never have to worry about people arguing and people debating and people being partisan, and you won't never have to worry about that again if he gets in the office this time, because, you know, like I told y'all before, you know, Dictator Trump is his goal. Dictator Trump is his goal. Yes, he said, hell, German Schlager, honey. Yeah. Yes, honey. A neo-Nazi. Ultimate moral of the story. Why I'm not voting for Trump.
Crackers, 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 crackers. You know, you can't trust these crackers. You gotta really watch out.
Yep. Now, for all who get confused, because a lot of people get confused. A lot of people get confused about the word cracker. Cracker is a term to describe white supremacists. Cracker is a term used to describe white supremacists. Honey, it's a word used to point out white supremacists. Baby. The word derives from slavery, plantation in America, and the crackers cracking the whip on the enslaved Negro people. Yep. That's how it works. That's how it works. You know, we have to take back the power of words. So all the crackers get used to it. You know what I mean? Y'all use it anyway. Yeah. Thought I didn't know. Honey, I'm not just ballroom adjacent. Act like you know. I ain't fooling with y'all. We got to get through it, honey. We said can't trust no cracker, honey. Can't trust no Hispanic people who you in the parade with neither, apparently. Apparently you can't trust the marching band. Y'all see sis? Look at sis. Can y'all see it? Can y'all see it? Oh, stutter step. Oh, tiptoeing in my heels. What you doing, girl? Tiptoeing in my heels. What you doing, girl? Is she going to crash? Is it going to be a spill? Is it going to be a spill? That is nasty work. That is nasty work. Could y'all see it? Don't worry, folks on TikTok. Y'all will be seeing it at latest tomorrow morning. Yes, this live stream is being recorded. I am currently banned on YouTube for using copyrighted music. Anyway, this live will be recorded. Y'all will see it soon too. But this is nasty work, honey. This is nasty work. She was supposed to be marching in her heels, and she was tiptoeing in her heels. They should have told her she ain't have on. Ooh, Lord, lean with it. Oh, Lord. Ooh, she is leaning. Ooh, she is holding on to the guard. The flag ain't. Ooh, Lord, she is holding up the procession. Ooh, girl, come back to me. Ooh, that is nasty work. And y'all got her on the internet going viral, honey, on people live streams and stuff. And then it's going to be edited and put on people's TikTok pages. Can't trust the people in the marching band, honey. And what a lot of y'all Negroes is learning, honey, is that sometimes you can't trust your damn self. Ooh, bitch, wait a minute. Clock her ass out. Ooh, bitch, wait a minute. No, you wait a minute. No, you should have waited a minute before you lit that. Ooh, bitch, wait a minute. Girl, and she knows she probably got 10 different types of sulfates and sulfur in that hair. Huh. Baby. That's literally how you start a fire, honey. Set a black girl hair on fire. Oh, no. I'm joking. Don't nobody take that serious. Y'all better not do that at home. Please do not do it at home, honey. I was being facetious. But I forgot. I'd be forgetting that a lot of people is slow. Oh, my Lord. And, oh, Jesus, don't do that. No, don't. When your uncle loses his dentures during praise and worship. Well, apparently now you can't even trust the Negroes in the church. almighty. Honey, how did Unc lose his dentures? Unc wasn't even singing. He was playing the tambourine. How did the dentures fly out? What was he, smiling hard, grinning? Honey, oh, Lord. Huh? Oh, God. This is my first time seeing this today. I'm thinking that this is a Caribbean cultural thing that I knew nothing about. Honey, hold on. Let me make sure we ain't getting no community guideline over here for this video, honey. Lord, what is happening in America or America adjacent? What is this? Honey, somebody please explain.
Who you coming at now? Who you coming at? Ooh. I bet you won't hold on, man. I bet you won't stand on your head. I bet you won't stand on your motherfucking head in here, bitch. Oh my God. You talented. I can't do that shit on my worst day. Swag. I'm fucking with that. Ooh, let me see. And say that to say, hey, 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 hey. Whoa! Get up. You want to show out.
Yeah, show off. I didn't know I was going to do that one. That was a blind react for me. I just seen her scooting at the beginning, and I was like, what in the puppy play is this, honey? What is she doing, and where is the leash? You know what I mean? But then she had got rocking with it, honey. And then she had got on her head, honey. She didn't need to come up out of her earrings, her purse, or nothing. Now, this is what you call talent. Honey, she's talented. She's a talented girl. Okay? Honey, red bottoms in the air. Honey, spin for them. Ow, do it for me, jiggle and I do it and I jiggle and I. Honey, child.
Hold this thing up,
Again, why y'all put this on the internet for me to play it?
hold this thing up,
Ooh, hold on. Hold on to your love. You've got to hold on. I don't know why, but this clip tickles me. So I'm going to share it with y'all. Honey, when Get 'em Glow, honey, when Get 'em Glow was on Shay Shay, when Get 'em Glow was on there talking to Shay Shay, honey, it's something about...
Did you have a heavy voice? Or do you talk?
I always feel like I had a heavy voice that was squeaky at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I ain't never just had no soft girl sounding voice.
You have...
When I first started rapping, I used to try to make myself sound like a girl because I always feel like I had a deeper voice.
How is social media on a woman?
They be hard on us. Social media be way hard on females than men.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm about to be hard on you right now, sis, honey, because that voice is hard on me, and it's hard on the ears, and honey, I don't hear no squeak. I don't hear no squeak, honey, but it's just that part right now.
Before my
Did you have a heavy voice? Or do you talk?
Why did he ask if she had a heavy voice? Like, ain't you listening to her, mother? Shay Shay is messy. Shay Shay, girl, like, lock out here. Like, Shay Shay. To be as messy,
Why don't you see her out? Does it hurt? Feels good.
They kept the tape where he was falling out. Him laughing made me laugh. I didn't even think it was that funny until he started laughing. Girl, I know they don't be on Tubi. I still have yet to watch anything on Tubi besides Messy C and the Atlanta Trans Atlanta. Child. Honey.
Hey, what's up, big daddy? Whoa, wrong with you? Let go of my hair. Let go. You ever touch my man? What the fuck? It's a prank. It's a prank. It's a prank.
Y'all better stop with these pranks, honey. Y'all better stop with these pranks, because you gonna end up catching the right one, honey. She didn't know whether to fight or tell her it was a prank, honey. I think she was down to fight at first, and then she seen the girl was bigger than her. You see how she had to reach to get over her shoulders, honey. She seen that girl was bigger than her. She was like, oh hell no, we're gonna have to diffuse this. We gonna have to diffuse this, honey. And that's what I always recommend, diffusing. That's what I always recommend. Diffusing argument. They can always be diffused. And a lot of times, and usually, because a lot of y'all can't fight, so usually a lot of times it's better if you diffuse it by talking. You know what I mean? And you know, making it a kiki, honey. And speaking of a kiki. Y'all going to hell. Hell, I tell you. These people going to hell too. Honey, I don't know if this is real or it's a skit, but even if it's a skit, I think they still should at least touch hell or go to the entrance, you know, have to prerequisite hell before they get to heaven, you know.
You know, I've been dating him since 2015. I met him when he was 21. 21? And we had our first kid like a year after 2016. And we had another kid in 2017.
Wait for it.
And I just recently found out that this was my son that I gave up for adoption.
What did you say?
I just recently found out that this was my son that I gave up for adoption.
Huh? Let me just grab my stuff off the bus.
Yep, no, I have no commentary on that, but y'all heard it. Y'all know we was on break for a while because we didn't have air conditioning in the studio, remember, honey? And I was not going to get on here sweating for y'all. No, I don't do that kind of content. Yes, honey. They had jumped the boss, honey. Rose, Ricky Ross. Not the real Rick Ross, but the rapper Rick Ross. Yep, they had jumped him. Honey, he thought he was going to play Not Like Us in Canada. Y'all didn't hear about that? Let me tell you about that. And honey, Kendrick, you ain't getting no coins on this live. Not like that. Oh, let me stop throwing it, because I ain't in no gang. I was over here throwing up signs, honey. No, you not doing that, honey. Y'all won't clock me when I'm on the West Coast, honey, and I'm going to be on the West Coast in about another week. Yeah, in about a week and a half. Hell no, y'all ain't about to clock me, honey, while I'm in LA, honey. Oh, Lord. Oh, security, break it up. We do not condone fighting over here at the Ferry Puss, honey. It was a tussle. Well, somebody got a taser? Is that a taser or is that a flashlight? Or is it both? Oh, that's security. Security, y'all. Oh, that's security fighting. Lord, I was about to say security. Y'all doing a horrible job of breaking it up. But security was the ones fighting. Oh, no. We do not condone violence over here. Graphic. Honey. Oh, they done knocked them all up. I don't even want to see no more of that. We got another video. Yeah, we don't condone violence, but we don't condone violence over here at the Ferry Puss. Oh, wore them out. Wore them people out. Wore Rick Ross and them out. Not the Canadians. Not while Not Like Us is playing, honey. That you may Not Like Us lose a couple of points, Rose. Honey, you supposed to be the biggest boss that they heard thus far. Lord, I'm just thinking about it. I do have to play this whole video because the people on Instagram gonna want the whole video. Oh Lord, where we at? Oh Lord. And I cry, and I cry, and I cry. I mean, that was a big boy, honey. It took about 13 of them to jump on them, honey. But when they jumped, honey, what was it? It was a flashlight that he was pretending was a taser, and they were scared for a minute. Lord, honey, Rick Ross. And where was Rick Ross being whisked away to the Oh Lord! Oh, we do not condone violence. We do not condone violence over here at the Puss YZ, honey. We do not do it. We don't do it. We don't do that. Where they do that at? And where is Rick Ross whisked away to the tour bus, honey? While all his peoples is limping and leaning. Lord, secure him. Somebody secure. Fleet the facility, honey. Fleet the facility, honey. Y'all know I do not like watching this graphic horror stuff, but y'all send it to me. Anyway. And Rick Ross magically appears again when the fight is done. Lord, honey, I want him to go ahead and clock out. Well, I guess they was securing the asset. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Yeah, they is securing the asset. But if I was Rick Ross, I would feel real bad being bigger than all my security. Bigger and taller. Honey, that's why I'd be confused. That's why it look weird that he's, these people's getting beat up for him. Because he bigger than them. You know what I mean? It looked like he could defend them better than they defend themselves, because it's a struggle for them right now. And these look like some regular Canadians. You know what I mean? Lord, honey, in Jesus' name we pray. Honey, Lord, and what's happening in this one, honey? Oh, they not playing Not Like Us no more, huh? Oh, okay.
Somebody get into the car, bro. Justin, the guy's gonna die, though. He's gonna fucking die. I don't know. He's gonna die, though.
Oh, Lord, no, don't say that. Horrible, terrible, no good, very bad people. Oh, this is horrible. Oh, Lord. Honey, the biggest boss that you heard thus far. And got them people beat up. Honey, Ray J done got himself smacked. Apparently, honey, he was getting in it. Yes, honey, y'all know I don't miss a beat. Honey, y'all know we gonna talk about it. Honey, if you thought I didn't talk about it, that's just because you missed it. Or we took a break, and now that we back from the break, let's talk about it, honey. Yeah, they said BT weekend, honey. It was some messy work going on. Honey, Ray J got slapped up. Getting into it with Lemmy Pepper Wings, yes. Zeus Network, Lemmy Pepper Wings, yes. Transmitting the actual semester. Yeah, honey, yeah. Child.
What you want to do? Right, I want to rock out. It's a fair pay, my nigga. We all from the street. It's Ray J and Lemmy. It's Ray J and Lemmy.
Honey, somebody get Brandy's brother. Honey. Have y'all ever heard that rumor? Y'all ever heard that rumor about Ray J and him feeling responsible for Whitney and why he feels responsible for Whitney? Everyone falls in love sometimes. Sometimes it's wrong. Let me keep it moving. I ain't fooling with y'all. Honey. Sakura. I like this interview with Carlos King and Sakura. But if y'all missed the scene, honey, let me fill y'all in. Sakura was dating Drake, honey, and her and Melissa Ford is friends, honey, and they happen to be dating Drake at the same time. But I'm going to let her tell her own story because, you know, I don't like to gossip.
So Drake is one of my favorite rappers.
He's my goddaughter's favorite rapper too. She like 23. She like, that's my husband. That's my boyfriend. Got mommy. I know you dated him, but he my husband now. I said, go ahead, baby.
But no, all jokes aside, what was it like dating Drake?
You know, it was.
I've never been jealous of you until I found out you dated Drake. Because I think, you know who Drake reminds me of? And I want to get your opinion. You know the movie Boomerang? You know the character played by Eddie Murphy called Marcus? And you know how... So Drake reminds me of the character Marcus.
Yes,
like,
I can see that.
Very charming and just sensual and knows how to please a woman. And
oh, you going there?
I feel like... No, listen. When I look at Drake, he reminds me of Marcus, just somebody who knows how to please a woman. I feel like he loves the art of woman.
I mean, I think his whole persona shows isn't he lover boy? Isn't he the lover boy? Yeah. So yeah, like his whole persona, and he's a Scorpio. You know what they say about them Scorpios. So
no, tell me, because I never.
Yeah, you think you slick, but you know they say the Scorpio is supposed to be good in bed and they're good lovers.
Are they?
And all these things they say about Scorpios. But,
are they true?
And I usually get along with Scorpios very well. I've dated a few Scorpios because Scorpios and Pisces are actually like soulmates. They're high on
because Pisces are sexual too.
Very sexual. Yeah.
So you and Drake together were just like
a sexual energy.
Instantly. Like magnetic. Like Money Long song, hours and hours and hours and right?
This is so interesting. Keep going.
No,
tell me more. Tell me more.
No, so what I learned, I said to myself,
what'd you say?
Oh, this bitch met her match. I thought to myself, she met her match. Like the sexual chemistry that you two exude.
But you've never seen us together.
I don't have to. I know you personally.
No one ever seen us together. No one would have actually known that we dated if someone else would have brought it out in the interview.
Melissa Ford. I know. Our good friend.
I love you too, Melissa.
No, we love Melissa.
Ford, yes.
By the way, y'all, Melissa's a part of our clique too.
Yes.
Just like I know. No, we're all like.
Yeah, we're
one day y'all read my autobiography, child. Melissa was a part of the crew, going to parties. That's my girl.
Definitely.
But no,
so it wasn't even. So there was nothing to see, and it would have never been anything to know either.
When it was revealed that you dated Drake by Melissa Ford, was he mad?
Why would he be mad? Of course not. Of course he wasn't mad. No.
Like there was no phone call. Like y'all talking about me?
Everybody talks about Drake, okay? I mean,
but how did he slide your DM? Like how did that?
No, I met him at a club. Actually, I was at a club. I was at my section, having a good time with my girls and stuff. I was in LA. Me and Kaiser had broken up. So I was like, I guess kindly newly fresh, singled. You know, he called me over to his table. We had some drinks, we exchanged numbers and stuff, and then we just started talking and FaceTiming, which I really was a little fan down. I'm like, okay, Drake is FaceTiming me? I'm like, oh, it's Drake. Hold on, y'all. It's Drake. No, but yeah, it was fun. It's fun.
How long did y'all date?
A little bit over 6 months. Not long.
And he would fly you and
yeah, of course.
Private.
You know what? Carlos, you on all
Because
the
Drake
things.
doesn't fly commercial.
Oh my goodness. So moving right along, that was fun. That was fun. I had a good
Have you
time
ever
with
been
her.
to his Toronto home?
I have.
How big is the home? How big is it?
Haven't y'all seen a home? Like, isn't a home like very publicized?
Just the outside.
Oh, just outside, not the inside.
No.
I mean, I don't want to be talking about someone's home.
No, like, it's
I mean, it's a beautiful home. I learned when I went to his home, that was the first time he had this beautiful couch there. It was from Restorational Hardware. It was full with rest home. It was decorated.
comfortable.
No, that's not what happened.
Okay, I'm
I'm
sorry.
not going to even allude to that or even make it seem like that's what happened. No, he did not do that. No, he did not do that. But he has a beautiful home.
What?
He's so giddy. What are we doing?
At least I'm honest about it.
Yes.
So, Drake, 10 out of a 10.
10 out of a 10?
I mean, he's called the certified lover boy. Does he? Would you?
Well, I'm not going to be kissing and telling about.
No, and I don't want you to. I don't want you to.
I'm not Ray. I'm not doing none of that.
No, I don't.
Because of that, because he is a lover boy, and I just feel like Drake is just has so many girls in the industry, not in the industry. Like he just got all the girls. He's the lover boy. So that was just fun. He's a lover boy. It's fun. It was fun for the moment. It was, but I don't think Drake is a man who's going to have to want to settle down, want to be in, what I mean? Like, so to say it was in the streets, I don't want to say for the streets. I mean, there's nothing more to say than that because he's out here. He's in the streets. I don't want to say for the streets, but.
So you weren't surprised when Melissa Ford revealed that y'all were dating him at the same time?
No, I wasn't surprised. But that was a whole situation. I had to come and let her know because you know the story.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll tell you another time.
No, I mean, So what? How did that come? Like, did you guys was the math thing like?
No, she had came over to my house one night and she was talking about her new relationship or this relationship. She was talking about, did she actually say? Oh, yeah, she actually did tell me. And I was actually getting ready to go on a date with him. So she's in my room. I'm getting dressed. And I'm about to go meet him. And it was always a little weird to me. Like she came over. I mean, not weird, but it was a little, it was just, I don't know, coincidence? I don't know. It was weird. Let's say weird for lack of a better word. But she was just telling me about her situation with the guy that she was dating, and she went on to tell me it was Drake. And instead of me telling her right then and there, I wanted to go and talk to him first because this wasn't the first time that me and Melissa had was seen or talking to the same guy. And the first time we handled it, because it's always girls, some girl code. It's always girl code. I'm a girl's girl. And I just decided to handle it a little different this time when she told me about Drake. So when she told me what was going on, I finished getting dressed. I went on my date with him and I told him what she had just told me. And then when I left from him, I drove over to her house, knocked on her door and sat down and told her.
And how did she take the news?
Pretty calm. She was pretty calm. We just kind of looked at each other. We just, took some deep breaths, and it wasn't, it was a very calm, maybe shock, it was civil. Nobody got mad, nobody screamed, nobody cried, it was just a girl conversation, we just kind of compared notes, and just put it on the table.
Mm-hmm. And when you told him, did he cop to it immediately?
Honestly, I really don't know. I think I don't really know because I wasn't really looking for his response. I was just letting him know that I know, and was just letting him know that I was going to say something, because normally I would have just said something to her like, oh, this is what it was, but I just did it with him first and then came and did it with her because I did that the last time. And so I just switched out my my approach. But
and in his defense, y'all weren't exclusive, or were y'all? Or did you think you were?
I was feeling like, he make you feel special. Like, I guess, yeah. day. We were like we were. Let me stop talking to you. How you get me back on this?
No, the thing is that it's more so about this.
Okay,
it's more so about the fact that he obviously.
Ooh. This kid's vegetables, honey. Yet again, this does not look good for Drake's career. He just drags women, don't he?
Right, and that's why he's not here to defend himself, but I think
there's nothing to defend against.
Speaking of, for the man.
Okay, speak up.
Let me stand up for the man, child.
Stand up for the man.
Because I love the girls, but
what you gotta say?
I love the boys. So the thing is,
no, I was gonna wait for her to get into. She talks about being apologetic for speaking to him before she spoke to Melissa. She said that she, still went out to the dinner that she was dressed for and all of that. And when she got there, she didn't play no games with him. She didn't beat around the bush. She straight up told him that she knew that he was seeing Melissa. Child, feel free to check out the entire interview on Reality with the King, honey. Hosted by Carlos King, honey. Messy work, honey, messy work. Honey, we be telling y'all to stay away from Drake. Honey. And I've been telling y'all to stay away from Diddy, honey. Yeah, I have been saying that. That's why people be like, oh, she must be from the future. Because, it's always given an I told you so moment. But, honey, first of all, let me see how we want to break this down. Allegedly, memoir excerpts from Kim Porter were leaked. And they spoke of an incident of Kim essentially being bashed by Diddy. So much so that she needed to go to the hospital and her eyebrow was hurting. Well. One of Kim's sister friends, one of Kim's closest friends and best friends, Ebony Electra, said that, honey, Kim never wrote a draft. She never wrote a memoir. She never wrote a book. She never wrote a manuscript. Fake news, she says. Fake news, honey. And Misa Hilton comes on and co-signs. Fake news, all fake news, honey. Now, everybody, when this was going down, Sloan Bella had predicted this. Sloan Bella had been said this. Sloan, honey, Sloan the Stone. Honey, trust Sloan Bella, honey. She be getting it and be predicting it and all that, honey, is what the people have said. Honey. My good sister Maddie has said this.
All right, I see people in the comments saying Sloan Bella told y'all. This is where I'm at with it with Sloan. I don't got no issue with Sloan, and I like Sloan that she uses her power, but I want to see some of that white power used. Not white powder.
I'm talking about nobody white.
It's not white powder for the punk that's lurking. Not white powder. White power. I want to see some of that white power used in telling us about the things. From the white people.
She only seems to have intel on what's going on with black people.
It's like the black people come, but see, girl, let me.
What's that white lady's name that was walking around pretending she was black? Rachel's Rachel.
I ain't about the food with Craig. But the whole point of the story is, honey, this segment is going to be pre-recorded. This segment is pre-recorded, I should say. This segment is pre-recorded footage. And here we go again at another I told you so moment. Now, they said that Sloan, I don't follow Sloan, honey. Well, I do follow Sloan, but she don't pop up on my feed no more, I should say. Hold on, TikTok, I'm still here. Sloan don't pop up on my feed no more, I should say, but Sloan was one of the first content creators that I followed because my first time going viral, me and her both had viral videos for the same content, Eddie Murphy. Yeah, but she wasn't calling herself a psychic then. Mm-mm. But long story short, this is what I had said after the Kim Porter manuscript had came out yesterday, before Ebony had came out and said what she said yesterday. This is what I had said before. Y'all did not tell me that Sloan Bella was supposed to be a psychic, honey. Over there being a fake psychic on YouTube. Well, I don't know if she fake or not. But so far, she ain't told me nothing that I didn't already know. Yeah. They bringing Sloan Bella up, honey. They bringing Sloan Bella up because of the Diddy tea, honey. Yeah. Kim Porter memoirs then leaked, honey. Yeah, Kim Porter memoirs then allegedly leaked. So now people is bringing up Sloan Bella. Said that Sloan Bella is a psychic. Well, honey, Sloan, come and tell us some new tea, because I already knew that tea. I had already told the people that tea, Sloan. We had already told the people that Kim Porter had a memoir, and that was allegedly why Diddy had her knocked off. Honey, pneumonia. You know pneumonia is his favorite. Everybody's trying to figure out who the producer was that Kim was talking about. But I had told y'all, good afternoon, Joyce. Good afternoon, love. I had already told y'all, like, that allegedly one of the producers that Diddy knocks off, that was the boy Rashid, you know, the producer who Kim was allegedly seeing, who happened to just pass away not long after she was allegedly seeing him. Y'all didn't tell me that Sloan Bella was supposed to be a psychic. Didn't Sloan Bella start over here on TikTok? Wasn't she over here on TikTok? Wasn't she doing social work or something at one time? Wasn't Sloan Bella doing social work? Wasn't she on here talking about how Eddie Murphy had got caught up with the transgender youngsters? Didn't me and her go viral at the same time? Talking about Eddie Murphy with the transgenders. Ain't that Sloan Bella doing social work? Honey, I'm gonna need y'all to start putting two and two together. I thought everybody didn't play Connect the Dots growing up. Everybody didn't do Connect the Dots. I want y'all to put two and two together. If this is the Sloan Bella I'm thinking about, honey, then she was in social work. You get your connects in social work. She was in New York too, wasn't she? You get your connects, honey. Regardless, she makes content, so you always gonna get sources. You always gonna get sources when you make content, honey. So me, based on they played, but they were good. Honey, baby, I'm gonna start playing psychic based off the tea I be getting from my sources then, cause that's all it sound like the Sloan Bella is doing, honey. Ain't nothing she said new news yet. Sloan, since you wanna put out, since you a psychic, Sloan, since you a psychic, how about we talk about who set Aaliyah up in the studio? How about you talk about that? You got any tea on that, Sloan? I ain't fooling with you, Juan. You got any tea on that, Sloan? You got any tea on who set Aaliyah up in the studio? Who's the next one to get pinched? Who the next one coming up on the docket, Sloan? Who the next one? Is it going to be that man who ended up getting a position over there at Def Jam and sabotaging DMX career? You want to talk about that, Sloan? You a psychic. Want to talk about what happened to DMX in his career, Sloan? You a psychic. Sloan says she a psychic, honey. You see what I did there? You see what I did there? Little so you going to get blocked if you keep promoting your Cash App. The only Cash App we promoting in here is mine. I need food too. Little so, if you that hungry, Put in some work. Get on this app since you already on here and make some content. That's what you do when you hungry. Don't you see me on here doing it? By the way, this live is sponsored by Emercy. And by the way, I want to give a shout out to Emercy. This is their pillow. This is their... That live was sponsored by Emercy, honey. Shout out to Emercy, honey. Available in my TikTok shop, honey. My pillow is over here with me. Yes, when I'm done recording and editing, honey, I will be stretched out on her, honey. My neck and my back, my neck and my back. Honey, it's also supposed to help with people with menstruals. Honey, people going through menstruals and menopause and all of that. Honey, yes. That's what the people were saying. Honey, menstruals and menopause. But the whole point of the story, moral of the story, I don't think Sloan is no psychic. I think Sloan be coming up with her psychic predictions based off of tea that she be getting from sources. And based on the allegations that Kim never wrote anything. And I'm inclined to believe that she did never write anything. And I'm inclined to believe that the whole memoir tea was a story. I do believe that she may have told people stories. I think it's a possibility that she might have wrote something down, like journal entries or something like that, but nothing official, no official manuscripts or anything. That's what I think. That's what I think. But hey, I'm not Sloan Bella. I'm not psychic. I don't know. I don't. Honey. Now, y'all know Cardi B my girl, and a lot of y'all know that last week we talked about Paradise Paris eating Cardi up. And I had told y'all that Paris was successful in her eating Cardi up, and she was successful because me, as a Cardi B fan, like I don't even feel comfortable considering myself a Cardi B fan no more, because I have noticed a pattern of Cardi going harder at black women, being more superficial with her takes on black women, or whenever she gets into it online with black women, or focusing particularly on black women when she gets into it. Thank y'all for the gifts. Thank you for the gifts, Black Gnostic. Thank you, love. I appreciate it. So I don't even feel comfortable considering myself a Cardi fan no more, with all this, all these rumors about her label being disappointed in her because she's really not producing music. She's really not working on music. And that's made me lose faith and hope in her. I'd already honestly had lost faith and hope in her with the fact that she took so long to release another album. But I kept that to myself because everybody was already on that train. I don't like repeating a whole bunch of stuff that y'all done heard other people repeat. You know what I mean? And I don't like repeating a whole bunch of stuff that me and my content creator friends all say, you know what I mean, or all believe, even though I know we be on one accord. But anyway, Paris ate up Cardi. We showed that last week, but I was telling y'all I still felt iffy about getting behind Paris, because I had went on Paris's Twitter and she had all of this weird stuff about Offset. Like, Cardi was right, but Cardi didn't even get into it like she could have. Like, when I went on Paris's Twitter, now she done deleted a lot of that stuff now, but when I had went on Paris's Twitter, it was a lot of weird stuff about that girl's husband. It was real weird, and I felt like Paris really had the energy. To go after Cardi, because I think Paris felt hit, and I think Paris is really insecure about having them 3/4 stomachs. You know what I mean? Paris gives me nasty, insecure energy in some of her content that I was getting into when I was deciding whether I wanted to follow her or not. Like, she really gives me like it comes from a bad place, and I can recognize it because y'all know, and I've admitted it, that I've made content coming from a bad place before. I've made content based off of my own insecurities and stuff before, and I have definitely worked on that. And I have told y'all that, you know, when I've gone through those periods and when the heart has left my content, in a lot of cases, it's because I was feeling miserable at that time. And it's true, misery does love company. So, you know, some of the things that I was seeing, I was like, not. And, you know, didn't see no pronouns or nothing nowhere on none of her platforms. So I had got the impression that, you know, she was one of those girls. And then the people had sent me this video, her take on Just Hilarious. Y'all know I had read Just Hilarious, and I think part of this take is on me. But let's listen to her 4-minute rant, even though mine only took 2.
While everyone is in an uproar about who can bleed and who can't, men have become so obsessed with women that they want to turn into one. And I find it quite flattering that womanhood seems so great to you guys. Y'all know me, you may not like what I gotta say, but I'm gonna say it anyways. In recent conversation, there's been a lot of uproar between trans women and real women. In my opinion, I think the most misogynistic thing that a man can do is reject his biology as a man and go into women-dominated spaces telling other women how he's a better woman than them because it's based off of his feelings of how he perceives a woman to be, while walking in society emulating what he believes a woman looks like by replicating other women. When we're discussing womanhood, I cannot go to another woman and ask her what it feels like to be a woman, because being a woman is not a feeling. However, being a woman, I absolutely am subjected to my reproductive organs that identify me as a woman. And saying that doesn't mean that I'm less than a woman. It just means that that is the beginning of my woman origin and my woman experience. And for the women who can't have a baby, we still recognize those women as women because they do have the reproductive organs to do so. However, we also understand that something is medically wrong with them. I will give credence to the fact that women are not the only people who have a period if we're identifying them that way, because non-binary people or trans men actually can also have a period, but at the basis of it, we call those biological women. However, when you're talking about trans women, we understand that that is something that biologically impossible you cannot do. The power struggle here that comes into play is when there is a very small minority of people imposing onto a larger group of people that are telling them what they would like to be called, how they would like to be treated, how they would like to be pronounced, and how they would like to be identified, but then you're imposing terminology onto them that they have yet to accept. So I must appease your feelings calling you by the pronouns that you identify with as, because you have chosen to make this decision about putting on a wig and putting on nails and putting on a dress. However, when I tell you I reject terms like birthing person or breastfeeder or real woman or biological woman or cisgendered woman, at this point then I should just understand and accept it because science says so. But science also says that the basis of your DNA, you are biologically a male. So why are we not listening to science all the way across the board? Seems a little hypocritical to me. And since everyone has such an issue with understanding Just Hilarious, let me go ahead and put my cape on, because I think I can break it down for you a little bit more. It's very disingenuous for you to overshadow that woman's feelings in regards to her womanhood when she actually has given birth to a baby, which biologically that does make her a woman. However, you decided to discuss her looks and says that she looks like a trans person while you're also attempting to advocate for trans people. It's giving inherent transphobia. Also, to resurface the interview where she's relaying her experience of a man DMing her thinking that she was a trans woman to have sex with her probably offended her because she's an actual woman, and it should be more of a slight to trans people considering the fact that that person has a fetish and just wanted to sexualize you and use you as an inanimate object. As a black woman, we have to be extremely mindful of how we attach ourselves to other intersectional groups when it comes to their issues, because we're always the first to remind people nobody respects us and nobody protects us, but we're the first to jump into the line of fire when other people need a defense. So here's a few things to remember when you're talking allyship. They're always present when it's time to give the tea or bash heterosexual men and amplify any bad experience that we've had in regards to our relationship issues. But anytime it's time to help these children and provide for them or be a better role model or even your protection, they are nowhere to be found. Not saying that there is an agenda, but I will say for a very small group of people who seem to not have any effect on anybody, when their issues come up in conversation, they're making a huge ruckus, and their representation comes at the basis of overshadowing other marginalized people.
Oh, honey. Oh, y'all say she ain't. She ain't. Well, honey, let's break it down from the beginning. Honey.
While everyone is in an uproar about who can bleed and who can't, men have become so obsessed with women that they want to turn into one. And I find it quite flattering that womanhood seems so great to you guys. Y'all know me, you may not like what I gotta say, but I'm gonna say it anyways. In recent conversation, there's...
All right, let's start with that. No, for me as a trans woman, and based on the experience of most, if not all, trans women I know, in transitioning socially, we learn that womanhood ain't as great and grand as we thought it was, but we still end up being here. We still end up sticking with it, and we end up dying to it. You know, like most cisgender women. How your deaths relate to your womanhood.
There's been a lot of uproar between trans women and real women. In my opinion, I think the most misogynistic thing that a man can do is reject his biology as a man and go into women-dominated spaces telling other women how he's a better woman than them because it's based off of his feelings of how he perceives a woman to be, while walking in society emulating what he believes a woman looks like by replicating other women. When we're discussing...
Okay. Paris said a lot, honey, and really didn't say nothing. She did a lot of double talking. We can go back and we can break it down. We can break it down even further. We could break it down for the people.
Trans women and real women. In my opinion, I think the most misogynistic thing that a man can do is reject his biology as a man and go into women-dominated spaces telling other women how he's a better woman than them.
Okay, first of all, just with that, Paris then already made it clear that she has something personal going on. I don't know if she got into an online argument with somebody, honey, and they said that they were a better woman than her. I don't know if maybe Paris just naturally has the perception from viewing trans women and from viewing black trans women specifically, and maybe even from viewing somebody like me who is very similar to Paris in more ways than not. Even though Paris wants us to clearly be separated. She's clearly divisive. This whole conversation, this whole rant is divisive. But yeah, I don't know who rejected their biology. Me, I've never rejected my biology. That's why I am transgender, and that's why I identify as transgender. And again, the term is because I went from socially being assigned male at birth to now socially being seen as a woman out in the world. Get it? Okay. Didn't reject my biology, but since you want to talk biology, me specifically, and I've discussed this amongst other trans women commonly, usually those videos that the straight people don't get into, I don't even have to go through hormone therapy because I naturally produce less testosterone than the average person assigned male at birth. So when you want to get into biology, you got to be real careful. But we'll talk more about biology because you bring it up so much. You love the term biological, but you don't seem to know biology very well.
Because it's based off of his feelings of how he perceives a woman to be, while walking in society emulating what he believes a woman looks like by replicating other women. When we're discussing woman...
I don't replicate what I believe a woman looks like. I mean, if I haven't changed my look in the past 10 years. I've been looking like this. I've been wearing natural hair since before other women thought it was cute and popular. You know what I mean? Yeah, there are a lot of things that I got growing up from my mother and my father and, you know, everybody else. You know, I took bits and pieces of everything from everybody, me specifically, but just in me being naturally who I am and dressing how I feel comfortable, you know what I mean? Because, like I told y'all before, I was the first woman in my family to even wear makeup, and I taught the other women in my family makeup and things like that. And I learned those skills from people who were assigned male at birth. Like, I learned makeup from people who were assigned male at birth, because when I was growing up, it was common for black women where I'm from to not wear makeup at all. You know, I can recall getting done and being younger and growing up, and people thinking I look like a drag queen, or they wouldn't want to go out with me if I did too much, if I wore too many lashes, if my lashes were too big. You know, they were scared that I was going to get clocked. You know, stuff like that. You know, because so I say all that to say that, Paris, we've been discussed the fact that it's a combination. It's been a combination. It's always been a combination in socialization of men and women, based on both men and women. And I'll break that down for you even further. I don't have to talk fast because I want people to understand everything that I'm saying. The way men present in the world is based not only on them wanting to compete with other men and look like other men, it's also based on how they want to appear to partners, how they want to appear to other partners, whether that's women or men. And the same with women, and even more so with women, because we live in a patriarchal society where men get more freedom and more allowance. They don't believe that, but men get more freedom and allowance to be themselves than women. So women tend to have this confined box of what they're supposed to look like. And if you look anything outside of that box, then it's problematic. A woman's currency is her appearance. A man's currency is his coin. But Paris, I think I'm getting too deep for you, and I think we take it too long to wrap you up.
I absolutely am subjected to my reproductive organs that identify me as a woman, and saying that does.
All right, let's talk about reproductive organs. You already gave a shout out to the trans men and the non-binaries. Great that you understood that. The whole reproductive organ thing, I don't think you understand sex and gender enough to have this conversation, but there are people who you would consider a biological woman, a real woman, Paris, and they were born without the reproductive organs that you have. Now, I know it's a lot of fake news Republican scientists out here that try and preach and try and sway y'all into their bogus science that's not published. I am published, by the way. Bogus science that's not peer-reviewed and published because nobody in the field believes that it's real. But junk science is essentially trying to have y'all forget that there is a huge group of people who are born sexually ambiguous naturally, biologically, as you would say, Paris. But let's hear you rant about reproductive organs.
Doesn't mean that I'm less than a woman. It just means that that is the beginning of my woman origin and my woman experience. And for the women who can't have a baby, we still recognize those women as women because they do have the reproductive organs to do so. However,
no, not necessarily, Paris.
We also understand that something is medically wrong with them.
Wrong? In science, we don't use the term wrong. No doctor is gonna speak to another doctor and say they're wrong. Now, people might speak to people like you, Paris. We might speak to people like you and use the term wrong. But just to let you know, Paris, when you further want to speak on biology, medicine, anything resulting in disorders that people could potentially have, I wouldn't recommend using the word wrong. But again, I feel like you already have some innate hatred toward trans women. I don't know where it comes from. Again, you use the example of somebody telling you, coming into a woman-dominated dated space and telling you that they were better than you. Again, I don't know if they really told you this, Paris, or I don't know if you just felt it based on their presence. But again,
I will give credence to the fact that women are not the only people who have a period if we're identifying them that way, because non-binary people or trans men actually can also have a period, but at the basis of it, we call those biological women. However, when you're talking about
biological female, or assigned female at birth.
About trans women, we understand that that is something that biologically impossible you cannot do. The power struggle here that comes in.
No, it's biologically possible to transition, but again, transitioning is it's not biological necessarily for everybody, and it doesn't have to be biological for everybody. I think you're getting biological and genetic confused, but even still, Paris, I think that's going to be on your scope of comprehension regarding sex and gender. I'm getting confused because I feel like I'm talking to a toddler. Now, what did Paris say?
To play is when there is a very small minority of people imposing on.
Oh, yeah, very small minority of people imposing. Paris, we'll keep it going to that, honey. We don't even need to talk biology no more because I think we wrapped up the fact that you talk about biology a lot louder than you understand it. Okay, all right. Now you want to talk about a large group of people and this small minority of people, and this small minority of people wanting to change what this large group of people thinks, and how this small group of people, they want this large group of people to understand what makes them uncomfortable, and they want this large group of people to understand what would make them more comfortable living amongst them, being amongst them. You know, this small group of people is saying, no, you don't have to be in my life. No, you don't have to. You can think what you want to think. You can feel what you want to feel. But when we out in society sharing the world, please treat me like this. Please use these pronouns with me. Please use this name. Blah, 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 whatever, whatever. Paris, you don't understand the whole concept of the small group of people, the minority, going against the large group of people, the mainstream or the majority. You just described the black experience in the United States of America. Yep. Yeah. When y'all girl taps be getting on y'all throne, when y'all turfs be getting on y'all throne about trans women, y'all be really misogynistic. And you want to talk about misogyny and being about black women, Paris. I really honestly don't think that you're about yourself enough to really believe a lot of the stuff that you say. Or possibly you do. I haven't gotten enough into your content and now I'm not interested. But I don't think that you yourself understand what it really means to be for black women. Because I don't even, clearly you don't understand the biology of women enough to even represent women.
To a larger group of people that are telling them what they would like to be called, how they would like to be treated, how they would like to be pronoun, and how they would like to be identified, but then you're imposing terminology onto them that
don't that sound like us telling white people and non-black people not to call us nigga? Y'all don't see how the dots connect? We done told y'all a plenty time, honey. We done told y'all over here at the Fairy Puss a plenty time, honey. That transphobia and homophobia is a product of colonization, honey. It came with racism, basically. It follows the same principles and rules
they have yet to accept. So I must appease your feelings, calling you by the pronouns that you identify with as, because you have chose to make this decision about putting on a wig and putting on nails and putting on a dress. However, when I tell you I reject terms like birthing person or...
Okay, she skipped over there putting on wigs, nails, and dress. Yep, these days, honey, that's all you gotta do is put on wig, nails, and a dress for y'all to consider somebody a trans woman. Yep. Don't even have to be their identity, just assumptions you put on people and what you put on people. I.e. Miss Netta. Let that one sink in, honey, while we hear Paris talk crazy.
A breastfeeder or real woman or biological woman or cisgendered woman at this point, then I should just understand and accept it because science says so. But science also says that the basis of your DNA, you are biologically a male. So why are we not listening?
Now we got there to the basis of your DNA, you're a biological male. So what's biological male? Paris, what's biological male? XY chromosomes, that's what you talk about in the 23rd parent, honey. That's what you're talking about, Paris. XY chromosome. Pass. Let me tell you something, Pass. Not all people who you would consider or who's biological women, not all of those people have an XX. So it's not down to their DNA, honey, and vice versa. Not all the people who consider themselves trans women, who you would consider trans women, not all of them have an XY. Yep. Look it up. Read it up. We ain't got time because we try and get through your rant.
To science all the way across the board. Seems a little hypocritical to me. And since everyone has such an issue with understanding just hilarious, let me go ahead and put my cape on because I think I can break it down for you a little bit more. It's very disingenuous for you to overshadow that woman's feelings in regards to her womanhood when she actually has given birth to a baby, which biologically...
People are overshadowing Just Hilarious' feelings because she's a hateful bitch. I don't know a better way to put it. And that's very likely why I will never entertain you any further beyond this conversation, Pat.
Logically, that does make...
You give that same Just Hilarious energy. I could see why you put on a cape for. You give self-hating under the guise of being a hero. You give self-hating under the guise of being for the cause. You give turf. You give selective misogyny.
Make her a woman. However, you decided to discuss her looks and says that she looks like a trans person while you're also attempting to advocate for trans people. It's giving inherent transphobia.
How is that giving inherent transphobia? It's only giving inherent transphobia past to somebody who thinks that there's something wrong with looking trans. Jess herself has said that she looks trans, has said that she's lived a life of and experiences of looking trans. I look trans because I am trans. I like the way that I look a whole lot. Next.
Also, to resurface the interview where she's relaying her experience of a man DMing her thinking that she was a trans woman to have sex with her probably offended her because she's an actual woman.
Her own experience.
People considering the fact that that person has a fetish, it just wanted...
She got into the fetish. That is her own experience, honey. And me bringing that up was an example to show her how transphobia works against all women. Not just trans women. In a transphobic society, cisgender women will become more restricted. And in the transphobic minds, reminding Jess that she looks trans and has lived a life of looking trans, a transphobe is going to process that as an insult. I'm not inherently transphobic. I'm inherently pro-trans. That's why I don't understand why you're even bringing that up. Because clearly you didn't process it the way it was supposed to be processed.
Considering the fact that that person has a fetish, it just wanted to sexualize you and use you as an inanimate object. As a black woman, we have to...
Again, you making fun of us or attempting to make fun of us or attempting to insult trans women for something that men do with all women, and more commonly with cisgender women, because there's more of y'all than there are of us. Next.
To be extremely mindful of how we attach ourselves to other intersectional groups when it comes to their issues, because we're always the first to remind people nobody respects us and nobody protects us, but we're the first to jump into the line of fire when other people need a defense. So here's a few things to remember when you're talking allyship. They're always present when it's time to give the tea or bash heterosexual men and amplify any bad experience that we've had in regards to our relationship issues, but anytime it's time to help these children and provide for them or be a better role model or even your protection, they are nowhere to be found.
Now that's just the bald-faced lie, because I'm the protector of all the cisgender women in my family. I'm a protector of some of the men in my family. I have been protector of most of the men in my chosen families. But the biggest ally that the black woman has always had was the queer AMAB person, the queer person who was assigned male at birth, whether that is a trans woman, whether that is a gay man, whether that is a bisexual man, honey, whether that is a drag queen. Holiday Heart ain't no isolated incident. That's a movie based off of a lot of people's experiences. That's one of the reasons it's a classic. That's usually how classics work. They're true to life. Next.
Not saying that there's an agenda, but I will say for a very small group of people who seem to not have any effect on anybody, when their issues come up in conversation, they're making a huge ruckus, and their representation comes at the basis of overshadowing other marginalized people.
You did, your whole speech, Paris, was exactly what you accused trans women of doing. You marginalized people. You stomped down, you punched down on a group of marginalized people. And because you genuinely perceive trans women as men, which in the social hierarchy, if you're genuinely thinking of the social hierarchy, we're not even above cisgender women. We're at the bottom. We are. Yep. But one of the reasons why I know that you don't truly cape for black women and you don't truly cape for women, because you view trans women as men, and you view trans women and you view trans men as women. But you very quickly chewed them up and threw them under the bus and spat on them. So that's how I know that you're selective in your outrage towards women. But of course, we already got that tea, because you don't claim, I don't think you even claim to stand for all women. I think you only claim to stand for black women, black cisgender women, clearly. And that's the problem, and always will be the problem with people like you, Paris. The one thing that Martin and Malcolm agreed on, and the main reason why they were taken out, was because they were uniting. And in their unity, the thing that Malcolm realized was that he needed allies, and that there was no reason not to have allies, and that we're always better together than we are apart. And what Martin realized is that sometimes it's necessary to fight with your fists. Paris, I'm not sure if you'll see this. I'm not sure if you'll care, but there's more education for you on my page, honey. Feel free to go to my page and click on the Femme Queen Tangs, or click on the School is in Session. The School is in Session is the compilation with Just Hilarious. That's when I read people. And like I told you early in my rant, Paris, depending on how I'm feeling, how my mental health is doing, is how I read people. And depending on how triggered I am, is how I read people. And for whatever reason, Paris, trans women really trigger you. And I want you to unpack that. Okay, next, we got to move on. Honey, speaking of crazy people talking crazy on TikTok.
Hey, so I saw a video and I wanted to talk about it. It's about the JT song, the new JT song, okay? You know, she'd be like, I'm pretty, you know, then MF, the mother girls be looking okay. And I want to share with you what the Holy Spirit put on my heart after watching the video with you guys. So I was on TikTok and I was watching this video, and I came across this girl's video talking about that song and how it's a spell. The song is a spell. I know. Hear me out. Just hear me out. Listen to the lyrics and think about the lyrics. We already know JT says she does not believe in or worship God. And I just found this out myself. I got God too, y'all. I'm just spreading information because I didn't know. But she was on live before. I don't know when or how long ago, but she was on live. And somebody in her live asked her, do you love Jesus? And her response was, we love money. Red flag number 1. Red flag number 2, her boyfriend. We all know Easy. We all know her boyfriend, Uzi, is a open Satanist. I don't care about always be creative and all that. If you come in these comments with that, I'm just gonna delete it, because let's be adults here. He's a Satanist, clearly, which makes sense. But the song. So if she doesn't believe in Jesus and she worships money, and clearly he's a Satanist and worships the same thing, what would make you think that that song is safe for you to listen to as a believer of Jesus Christ? Don't all answer at once. And I'm not judging, because like I said, I got with the song too. The song is catchy. And if you're not careful, you think like, oh, it's empowering, I'm cute. No, that's where we're going to talk about the spell. So, words have power. We know this. Even if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, you know words have power. And when you're thinking about the lyrics to her song, I'm pretty than an Emma Effa. Them other HOEs be looking okay. She think that she effing with me. Is this be okay? There are women and girls who, when they are singing this song, are thinking about their enemies. Thinking about their ops, the girls that they got beef with. And that's who they're thinking about when they're singing this song. So you know what that makes the song? A beauty spell. Which even when you think about JT, just herself as a person, makes sense why her song would be a beauty love spell, because JT doesn't look the same way that she did before the fame. That's all I'm saying. So it makes sense. And so if you are a believer and you didn't know that she don't believe in Jesus, that her man don't believe in Jesus, that neither one of them believe in Jesus or worship Jesus, and you do, this is your sign to stop listening to both of them if you have. Both of them. Personally, I think we should cut out all secular music together. I think that should be something that you are actively trying to do every day. You know, you fall short, but try. But yeah, I just wanted to spread that information for anybody who wanted to know. Block the sound, mute the sound, whatever you got to do. But do not come into agreement with that song. And if you have, come out of agreement with it. Rebuke it, renounce it, denounce it, and repent.
Y'all did not tell me that she was going to do a sermon when y'all had sent this to me, honey. I thought she was going to do a cute little funny take. But then it went on too long and she was dead ass serious. It's nut work. This is what you call nut. This is a nut job. Have you ever heard the term nut job? Nut? You know what a nut is? Somebody who's nuts. Honey, put it together, honey. Nut work. Her getting on here and making this video and being posting it and all that. Like, she had 1,000,000 times to listen. She listened to this audio over and over again while she was editing this video. She probably practiced how she was going. Lord, honey, somebody get Sister Mary Clarence a job, honey. What's the pastor that just went to jail that we had talked about in the fake Gucci suits? Honey. Get her to replace him, honey. Meanwhile, she is talking about being holier than thou and counseling secular music. Girl, honey, girl. Can we talk about fanatical Christianity in the black community? Can we talk about it being potentially leading into mental disorders? I mean, y'all want to call trans people delusional when science backs us up, but science don't back up a motherfucking thing that y'all be thinking and saying when it comes to this fanatical Christianity. Girl, she talk about secular music and she look like secular. Lord. Next. I ain't even got time, honey. I ain't even got time. What is the queer people doing?
There he is, chasing the suspect out.
Not during Pride.
With a frying pan at the ready. The homeowner takes another swing.
Look at these queens, honey, fighting with frying pans during Pride. Why is everyone running so slow? Look at these gay police.
With a frying pan. Got him. Guy's gonna have a headache tomorrow. He posted this shot of the frying pan, still dented where it hit the guy on the noggin. Jason celebrated his victory with a special dinner, making swordfish basted in butter and garlic with asparagus, pan-fried, of course.
Blooded.
Oh. why did y'all let Adam and Ryan be out in the streets fighting like that on ring cam? And then Hollywood Edition then got a hold of it. Insider Outsider then got a hold of it. The Inside Inquirer then got a hold of it. Honey, Lord. Then it the frying pan upside down. Oof, child, pray for everybody. Pray for everybody. Pray for the whole situation. Honey, pray for all the queers in America. Lord, shout out to Dre Law. Honey, shout out to Dre Law. Honey, did y'all see this? The child that posted the picture of him and Chris Brown and said that was him and Chris Brown at the meet and greet. Y'all need prayer. Y'all queers need prayer, honey. Blocked him. They said Breezy blocked him right after that. Oh. He said that was him and Chris Brown. I want everybody to clock out. Honey. Ben wanted the priest to clock out. I don't know why y'all still trust the priest. Did y'all hear about the priest that wants to sue Grimes, and honey, that is trying to sue Grimes, and that is trying to put out a lawsuit on Grimes for outing him? Child, I don't know the specifics, and I don't want to know the specifics, because if I ain't mistaken, the priest is supposed to be celibate anyway. So what is he doing on Grimes, which is a hookup app? Lord, didn't I? What in the Christianity? Didn't she just tell y'all to get rid of secular music? Honey, that means that y'all definitely shouldn't be on no grinder, priest. Honey, child, honey, pray for the Christians. Baby, did we put prayers up for the Christians already? Honey, all our prayer warriors, pray for the Christians, honey. What's his name? Jeffrey Burrell. Monsignor Jeffrey Burrell. Monsignor Jeffrey Burrell. You is definitely outed now. You done outed yourself by doing this lawsuit, Monsignor. But I think you just want a coin. Money grab. And to further talk about how you queers embarrass the hell out of me in public. Did y'all know about this up your alley fair, honey? This is the type of stuff, the type of excuses that the type of stuff that they use to make excuses to take away rights from queer people. I just want y'all to know that the door alley, y'all heard about it. Y'all whores and probably heard about it because y'all be out here in these streets. And they literally be out here in these streets. They literally be in the it's the gay pride stuff where they be out in the streets. Like, a lot of them have been consistently and will consistently get kicked out of mainstream pride because there are more younger people and families and children being involved in pride as it should be, and y'all should not be doing adult things on the sidewalk because that is just a sign of mental illness. During a public event, when there are children around, when there could potentially be children around, or when there could be children watching from windows, like that alone disgusts decent people. And a lot of y'all are sexually indecent, and y'all don't want to accept words like sexually indecent, but you know, I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of y'all are. And we've discussed this. We know that, again, we'll take it back to science, honey. We know, again, a lot of it is from sexual repression and sexual trauma. And a whole bunch of testosterone. Yup. Learn how to manage that shit and be normal. Or at least a form of normalcy that won't land you in jail. Be healthy, child. Work for your wellness, honey. Speaking of unwell queers, Taboo, honey. Somebody was telling me about. It was my manager, as a matter of fact. Shout out to Armani Zay. It was my manager was telling me about this club Taboo, and I was like, let me look them up and see what they giving, honey. And the first thing I see is headlines: Club in Philly, Taboo in Philly, honey. I'm gonna show y'all pictures of the establishment. Y'all gonna see what it look like from the front. But Taboo had replaced eye candy. And eye candy, they had did some racial slurs at eye candy, and people had stopped going to eye candy, so they turned it to Taboo. And so me being me, I'm like, it's probably still the same owners of eye candy probably still involved in Taboo. That's usually how it works with clubs, honey. It's a whole bunch of the same people, and they just changing the names of the clubs, honey. Yeah. So Taboo had moved in and had replaced eye candy or whatever. I said, oh, go ahead. Gay sports bar. Honey, that's usually code for white gays. And sports bar is usually hard code for gay men and lesbians. Specifically, white gay men and white lesbians are allowed on Sundays. Okay? They being a little more inclusive with the lesbians now. But they still not so much being inclusive with the people of color. Honey, soon as I looked them up, honey, I said, y'all see the headline, Taboo Club, oh, y'all can't see it because I'm in the way. Let me move my head. Taboo Club Philadelphia is what I had Googled. Baby, and the first thing come up is them counseling performance by a Palestinian dancer, honey. Taboo, yeah, this is Taboo, this is the club. Let's see if we can get a bigger picture. Yep. Taboo, honey. Soon as all the Gaza stuff started in the height of the Gaza stuff. Well, I don't know what's the height and what's the fall, but I'm praying on it to all be over ASAP. But when all the Gaza stuff came up, they chose a side, and they chose a side publicly, and they chose a side professionally, and they counseled the Palestinian dancer. So long story short, I'm just telling y'all, don't invite me to no Taboo, honey. And if you wasn't here for Ballroom Tea Tuesday, I'm here to tell y'all I'm starting to do events, honey. And none of my events will be at Taboo. None of my events in Philly will be at Taboo, honey. Or any other reinvention of eye candy. Child, I'm not gonna keep y'all much longer. How long we done been on here? Oh yeah, we can't go past 2 hours, y'all. We can't go past 2 hours, y'all. I know, I'm excited to be back with y'all. That's why I'm running my mouth. Honey. But yeah, let's get into, this is old tea. But I just thought it was a kiki I wanted to share with y'all while we was on break, honey. Something I had stored in the vault, honey. I got plenty more stored in the vault, honey. We're going to have memory flashbacks, honey. Remember the time. Anyway, honey, your boy, James Charles, honey, I don't know if he's still y'all boy or not, but James Charles.
Nobody should be thinking here that Joe Biden is the right person to be president. Literally during that debate, somebody from his fucking team tweeted out saying, if I get reelected, I will reinstate Roe versus Wade. Newsflash, Grandpa, you're the fucking president now. And it's gone because of you. Oh my God, what do you mean if you get reelected, you'll bring it back? Do it now. Do it now. And maybe you'll have a chance at some people fucking voting for you because it's not looking great, buddy.
Well, that was James Charles being James Charles, which is when anything outside of putting makeup on his face is usually being loud and wrong. But this is my friend Too Raw, Too Real, and this is probably going to make a little more sense.
Let me tell you something, you botch body, BBL having ass bitch. Joe Biden is not the reason why we lost Roe v. Wade. It was that orange Oompa Loompa bitch that was sitting on that debate stage. And why do you have all this smoke for Joe, but no smoke for the one person who appointed 3 Supreme Court justices that rolled back Roe v. Wade? Why do you have so much smoke for damn Democrats who actually tried to codify women's reproductive rights before the Supreme Court decision by trying to pass the Women's Health Care Protection Act back in 2022? As you can see in this photo, Vice President Kamala Harris presiding over the Senate, trying to get it passed, but we lack the motherfucking votes. if Joe is reelected, he does have the ability to bring it back if we take back the House and if we get more votes in the Senate in order to pass it. That's what Joe's promise is. I don't understand why you guys don't understand it. Maybe if you paid more time in civics, paying attention rather than beating your face and potentially beating your beat while also sending explicit photos to minors, maybe you would know that. Maybe, just maybe, if you spend less time trying to capitalize off of black suffrage and post-slavery, trying to capitalize off of a song called Bring Me Water, Sylvie, by a black man by the name of Lead Belly, who was singing a song based off of his uncle who was plowing a fucking field post-slavery, maybe you would know what Joe Biden has done. Y'all, this color gays get on my motherfucking nerves because you have the motherfucking nerve to get on a goddamn platform without knowing what the fuck you're talking about. The fucking audacity for somebody, a part of the LGBT community, my community, to come at Joe sideways as much as he's done for our fucking community when it comes to trans affirmative care, when it comes to trying to end conversion therapy, when it comes to marriage equality. How fucking dare you?
No crumbs are left. I have nothing to say. Just a classic read I wanted to share with y'all. That's all. And I wasn't here when this went down, honey. Rest in peace to Polly Likens. This is the world we living in, for real. For real, for real.
QIA Plus Alliance Shenango Valley speaking with us tonight after learning of the death of 14-year-old Paul Likens Jr., known to many as Polly. The director of the organization tells us she was given permission by Polly's mother to share with us that Polly is a transgender female and she believes that Polly's death was a hate crime.
Well, I just want Polly's family to know that we're all with them and we're thinking of them, and we just hope that, we can offer them some kind of comfort in any capacity possible.
This is Polly, 14 years old. State police confirming Polly's death after the human remains found at Shenango River Lake on June 25th and in the days following are Polly. The Mercer County coroner determined the cause of death was sharp force trauma to the head. 29-year-old Deshaun Watkins has been charged with first-degree murder. State police using cellular and social media records as well as surveillance footage to determine Polly walked here to the Bud Street Public Park and Canoe Launch around 3 a.m. on June 23rd. Police said Polly appeared to be on the phone and waiting to meet up with someone, and there was a car determined to be Deshaun Watkins' car. Police said they used surveillance footage to track Watkins back to the Riverwalk apartments, where they later found evidence connecting him to Polly's death.
It's devastating, we literally just officially, our agency has been in existence for 3 years. But we just finally opened our support center at the beginning of Pride. So to have something, this big affect our community in such an impactful way when we're just getting started with advocating, that it's just, I don't know. I think we're just all beside ourselves.
Watkins is in the Mercer County Jail tonight, charged with criminal homicide. Polly's father tells me they were preparing to celebrate Polly's 15th birthday this Saturday. Reporting at the Shenango River Lake, Kaylee Gunderson, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.
I really ain't got no words for that neither, honey. I really ain't got no words for that neither. I mean, going back to taboo, going back to eye candy. Queer people not realizing that we're all we got. Going back to Paris. Going back to Trump. Black people not realizing that we all we got. Beyond the fact that this was a transgender person, this Deshaun Watkins did this to a 14-year-old child. Dismemberment. Yeah, I remember that correctly. But some things are hard to forget. And y'all really think that we think that it's just this great joy to be a woman or to be trans or to be queer? No. I can only speak for myself, but the only choice that I made is being me openly. Should work on that. Let's hear what my friend got to say.
What homophobic ass black person needs to hear this, but homosexuality is not the agenda that's here to destroy the black community. I don't even think homosexuality is remotely a problem in the black community. If anything, it has moved us forward several times, but y'all don't understand your own history and refuse to learn it, so here we are. I don't think gayness, homosexuality, or any member of the LGBTQ community has ever been a problem as to what we talk about as the grander scale of why black people can't move forward and unite. It's not gay people's fault. You know what is a problem in the black community? Toxic masculinity amongst black men that make them insatiably violent toward black women. That might be a problem. You just punched your sixth baby mama in the motherfucking face, but you worried about that gay man. It's probably because you want to fuck him because he look good in a dress and you confused about it. But let's go on and talk about something else. Because I know y'all not worried about gay people. Sir, why are you worried about studs taking your women? You don't even like grown women. You like little ass girls. You and your weird ass homeboys posted up outside of a high school picking out freshmen that you want. You 35 with a 15-year-old ass girlfriend. That might be a problem in the black community. Yeah. A problem in the black community. Ain't y'all doing drive-by sucker punches in New York? Why the fuck is you worried about gay people? A problem in the black community. You got a rapist homeboy that you ain't turned in. This is his 5th time doing it. You ain't said shit, but it's gay people? That's very interesting. Homophobic black women, don't y'all go nowhere either. Y'all worried about these bisexual men. It's a lot of y'all out there making that little clout chasing ass content. You worried about bisexual men, but you raising your 3-year-old son to be your husband. He ain't gonna be no heartbreaker. That's your son, not your boyfriend. Stop treating him like that. Y'all got incestuous relationship with y'all sons, but it's gay people's problem. Interesting. You got mother wounds so deep that they almost motherfucking genetic. They part of your goddamn DNA. You beating your daughter into puberty early. You got your baby girl going through puberty at 11 years old because you done turned into your mama. Now you calling her fast because she grown at 15. She ain't fast. That's your fucking fault. You're abusive. Homophobic black people beating their children like slaves, but y'all worried about my pronouns? Free them fucking kids. Speaking of kids, why the fuck y'all keep letting that weird ass uncle around them? I don't think gay people are the problem. I really don't. It might be that funny ass uncle though. Let them babies wear them shorts and keep that motherfucker from around y'all kids. That might be the motherfucking problem. Yeah. Ma'am, you got a bum that fuck on your kids living on your couch and you won't listen to him and kick him out because you rather have a man than a good relationship with your children. You might want to worry about that. Y'all could worry about that funky ass white Jesus that enslaved your ancestors who somehow y'all got convinced that are demons. Y'all might want to worry about that. Ma'am, you ought to worry about that fucking respectability politics and why you got white people thinking you wearing a bonnet in public is bad. Worry about that. Worry about that. Worried about the political illiteracy in our community, not gay people. Y'all ain't got no fucking clue what's going on. Y'all just going out and voting and then wondering why shit ain't getting better for us. Worry about that. Yeah, worry about that. Worry about why y'all can't advance. Y'all out here just facing generational curses and just recreating them, but you worried about gay people. I don't think gay people are the problem. I really don't. I really, really, really don't. Y'all giving y'all fucking money to Creflo Dollar, but you worried about pronouns. Interesting. I just wanted to know what was wrong with y'all on this fine Sunday. Amen. Amen.
And yet again, another one of my friends has left no crumbs. Shout out to Ace. Please like, share, and subscribe. I love all of you who live in your truth just for being you. Peace, love, and blessings to you and yours until we speak again.